Hey, I sent you join whenever you can.
Yeah, I'm loading back up right now.
No.
All right.
Great to have you with us from Gerald J. Ford Stadium in Dallas. A couple of teams trying to stake their claim to being among the best in the country in this top 25 showdown we have in store. It's the Texas A&M Aggies and the SMU Mustangs. Alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I am Reese Davis. Holly Rowe is down on the sidelines. We say hello to Holly.
I caught up with the Mustangs head coach before the game. This is what he had hoped for and is excited that it is playing out right before our very eyes. Bringing this running back in the transfer portal, he knew that he could be someone to make an impact, but he didn't know how much. And here he is, highly productive, really starting to lean on that offensive line and gain some chemistry with the other guys on the team. We're seeing this offense come alive, and they've got to do it again here today. I'll keep you posted on how things start here in the game in the first quarter and how this chemistry is showing up big time for this team. Back to you.
All right, Holly. From deep, it's Hale. He only needs a sliver of daylight. Got a little room. He's going to get loose. He will score. Touchdown, SMU.
People still fill in the stands. And he takes the opening kickoff back to the house to fire up the crowd, fire up his teammates. What a start for this young man.
Getting set for the extra point after putting the scoreboard to work for the first time. And with the extra point, they get the first 7 of the game. How about that for starting things with a bang? Opening kickoff and house that baby. What a job there. On the run from inside his own 5. Excellent job by the kick coverage team. A pretty minimal gain on that return. Reed finds his big tight end. And he's got enough for the first down. They'll mark it at the 34. And the Aggies peeled off a huge chunk of yardage through the air and now back to the line. On the ground, it's Owens. Breaks into the open. And he's to the 48-yard line. That'll be good enough for a first down.
And, man, you don't have to be a great play caller to give that guy the football, right? Like, feature him. The offense goes through him. You got to love this running back. And he just finds a way to make those chunk plays like he just did, setting the tone. And, Palmer, sometimes the defense, they need to see you for a second so they realize how fast, how powerful, how good you are.
There he goes. The tag. And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Texas A&M. Extra point here will tie the game. And the extra point is good. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. And they close the deal with a scintillating 52-yard jaunt to the house. Coming out with it, it's Hale. Tackled and brought down at the 16-yard line after the return. To the back. Sees a crease. It's a seam wide open. No, he got loose. You want to talk about changing field position. A huge play. Takes it down to the 37.
Every time he touches the ball, you can feel the excitement from this home crowd because Palmer, he can go the distance with that game-breaking speed.
You're right, David. He's a special talent. I'll tell you, these fans, they come here to see this guy play because he has game-breaking speed. Stuff you can't coach. You saw it on.
Ernie on the Jets. He'll be pushed out of bounds just short of the end zone, and that one saved a touchdown at least for now.
Oh, man, what a run. He wanted to get it in the house, but a nice explosive play in the run game to get all the way down to the one, Palmer.
Great effort by him. I'd expect this offense now to try to go fast, punch this thing in using tempo.
He's changing the play. He'll take it himself. And he's loose, and he'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Mustangs! They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. And they capped it off with a 1-yard plunge. The ball bounces through the end zone, and it will be a touchback. The Texas A&M offense is back on the field. This feels like one of those games you might have to answer every score, already down 14-7. Looking to take a shot. He's got it down the left side. And he was off to the races, and he gets it to the 45. Line gets set, first down. They believe they can run right here. Defense right there to stop him in his tracks, and they get nothing on that play. It can get pretty wild in the Big 12. Some of these outposts are like snake pits when you have to go on the road. Got to get off to a quick start in conference play.
It is always wacky, Reese. Like, there's always something that happens in the Big 12, and somebody comes out of nowhere in the Big 12 every single year.
It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover. And they capitalize not only on the pick, but on the great return to improve this field position.
And that's why as quarterbacks, you cannot telegraph the pass. You cannot stare down your receivers because these defenders, they're watching it. And that defender knew exactly where the QB was going with that football, and that's why he picked it off.
The SMU offense is headed back onto the field. The early scripts have worked trying to add to this 14-7 lead. Buying a little time to his left. But a little time lets it go. Tight end finds a soft spot. He's finally stopped, but not before he takes it into the red zone. They'll mark it at the 18. The Mustangs have moved it inside the 20. Quarterback feeling the pressure, and down he goes at the 22.
Great job by the defense, understanding what they were seeing. They played the read game beautifully, strung it out. Quarterback continues to drift to his left. No space to get through. Tackle for a loss for this defense.
And the Mustangs with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. Making the adjustment. Back to throw, it's Jennings. Not much of a chance there. He just had to get rid of it to avoid the sack. Let's see what they've dialed up on 3rd and long from the 22. Looks as if he's going to run it. Turning it on. Headed to the end zone. Runs it into the house. Touchdown, Mustangs.
You know, oftentimes in college football, the best offenses are the ones that can create explosive plays, just like you saw right there. They're top 10 in the nation in points per game because they don't have to drive the field. They've got dudes scattered all over this offense that can take it the distance on any given play.
He'll start the return inside his 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. The Aggies offense will have another go at it. Boy, they had that last drive moving a little bit, David, but then the mistake just crushed it.
Yeah, and those mistakes are going to happen. You're going to throw the football, you're going to throw interceptions. But I think I stay aggressive with this offense. I get back to what I did in the first part of that drive that made me successful.
I agree, David. Just turn the page if you're a quarterback, right? On this drive, you did a lot of good things there leading up to that pick. Forget about it, move on, play the next play.
2nd and long here. Here's Reed to throw. He'll try to do it himself.
Welcome to the frustrating reality of college football. Like, the guy at the quarterback spot, he can just do that. Pull it down, get positive yards, makes the defense have to account for him every single play.
They'll try to move the chains on 3rd and short from the 27. Pushes ahead. They get him on the ground, but that'll be enough to give Texas A&M a 1st down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs.
And that's a good sign for this offense. A good 3rd down conversion, running the football. Obviously, last possession was not what you want. Like the interception, the turnover, good to get back on the field, get that first down. Now see how much more they'll be aggressive and maybe want to throw the football and put that mistake behind them.
Texas A&M ready to go with another 1st down. Looking for a gap. It's Owens. And he won't quite get there, but boy, after that pickup, just a few inches to go for the 1st. An array of possibilities here.
And that would be the definition of 1st down success. Putting yourself in a good position. It's 2nd and inches. I can do whatever I want next. I can take a shot down the field. I can run the football and get a new set of downs. Like, nice 1st down execution.
The Aggies have a lot of options on 2nd and inches. They'll try the left side. Oh, he's got some space. He's at the touchdown, Texas A&M. He broke away from the defense, and they couldn't catch him. And a huge run from the back for 6.
Man, it's nice to have a running back that can do that. That makes everything else easy on offense. Hey, hand it to that guy. He makes a big play. Yes, please.
And they did tack on the extra point, by the way, knocked it right down the middle. Let's see what he can get done from inside his own 15. And he's able to pick his way through the traffic nicely for a good return on that one before he's brought down. First snap of this drive will come from their own 32. Wide receiver comes in motion. The defense wouldn't let him loose there, and it was a completion, but they lost yardage.
And that's just an example of the defense having a better play call than you have on offense. I like the creativity offensively, but how about the defense having their cornerback in position to make the play?
They've gotten this thing up and running fast, back and forth. We're inside a minute to play in the first. And the ball's out, and they're after it. Oh, and he gets the ball back. Lucky to do so. Guess it could have been worse.
Great job by the defense forcing the fumble, but a bad, unfortunate bounce, and the offense pounces back on it.
Third down conversion's always a huge stat, and they've got a 3rd and long from the 27. Sets his feet. It's Jennings. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
And that's a good sign for this defense, man. The first 2 drives, they put scoring drives together, and they didn't get stops when they needed it. On the 3rd downs, nice job coming up big on a 3rd down, forcing the 4th down, and hopefully now getting off the field.
The Mustangs will send out the punt unit. 3 and out, and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. He'll try to make the catch in traffic. Working his way on the return up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. They'll start this drive and snap it from the 40. On the ground, it's Owens. Hit and stopped right there. Not much on that pickup. That's the end of the period, and SMU has the lead. More importantly, we have an early barn burner here. Both teams firing on all cylinders, as our stats will show you. No reason to think so far we won't see plenty more offense on display, or will the defense find an answer as we start the second quarter? So second down here as we're back at it after the break. This quarterback part of their running game. Knocked down in the backfield 2 yards behind the line. Third and long right here. Throwing Reed. Good job just to get rid of that one.
That's why it's so important for this defense to win first and second down. You set up 3rd and longs like that, you can show your exotic looks, you can get the pass rush going, everybody in the back end expecting throw, and that's how you force incompletions and force 4th downs.
Wait just a second. They're leaving the offense on the field. They're going to go for it in this situation. Reed to throw for it on 4th. On target to the left. Knocked down, but he's got enough to move the chains and convert that 4th down. A&M comes back out with another 1st down. Quick give. It's Owens. Stopped after a gain of 3. It'll be 2nd and 7. When you reach this point in the season, these types of games, top 25 matchups, really determine whether you're going to be a contender.
Yeah, and really show what you're going to be the rest of the season. How are you going to finish strong throughout the season? You know, the first part of the season, now getting to the middle of the season, Palmer, getting a chance to show what you're about so you can finish strong.
It's a resume builder, no doubt about it. And really, there's been so much anticipation building up to this top 25 matchup. So which team can control their emotions, I think, goes a long way in who wins this one.
And the Aggies back to the line on 1st down. Let's see if they keep leaning on this running game. Defense going to jam these receivers right off the line. And they get to him behind the line. It'll be a loss of 2.
And the offense gets in those multiple tight end looks, you kind of have a good understanding of what's coming. You don't know where the ball's going necessarily, but they'll put those big old bodies in there to block, to move people, to put more mass on the field, especially once you get in this red area where you have to be able to run the football effectively. Those passing windows tend to shrink a lot.
Reed. Stepping to the right. He'll throw it. Nice way to knock that one down.
And defensive guys are taught to really work through the hands of the wide receiver. Whenever the ball's starting to come, I'm trying to smash that thing down as soon as the wide receiver's trying to catch it. If we both try to catch it, a lot of times you see those contested catches by the offensive player. Nice job by the defense, knocking it down, getting the ball there.
From the gun on third down, Reed. Fires to the wideout. Wideout trying to get it in. They get him stopped at the 2, but it'll be first and goal.
Well, I think on that play you saw why this guy's such a big weapon in this offense. At receiver, he does such a nice job with his routes. He's patient, and he's consistent, and he's got good hands. You don't see him put a lot of balls on the ground. Nice job there picking up the first down.
No room to run, and he stopped right at the line of scrimmage. It'll be second and goal.
Defense is about firing off, hitting the offensive guys, and staying in your gaps. Everybody knowing where they're supposed to be. You could tell the defense, everyone was right where they're supposed to be, nowhere to run.
On the direct snap, it's Edwards. They forged ahead just a bit, not a lot working with the Wildcat there.
And down here near the goal line, you've got to be physical. And this guy's proven it today, Palmer. They've given it to him. He's put it in the end zone twice already. I'm going to keep featuring him.
So you know the defense is going to be king in 2, right? Because he's hurting them a little bit in this game already. They're going to be finding a way to try to get some...
And he breaks the play. Touchdown, Aggies. And these offenses are just putting up numbers.
They got so much speed at so many positions with spread football now in college. It's so hard to stop. Defenses are just trying to hold on, shut them down in the red zone, and not give up a touchdown.
The extra point here would tie the game. The kick is good, but the penalty flag indicates we've got a roughing the kicker call coming. They'll take the penalty and move them back.
Number 38, set to advance on the football.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. He's got great speed. Oh, what vision. There he goes. Open it up. They won't get him. It's a touchdown. That dude ought to have a lethal sticker on his helmet. Anytime he touches it, it can be a score. He touched it, and it was.
No doubt. Unbelievable speed. And if you're back deep for a kickoff, obviously, you've got those wheels. But to be able to get through, and guess what? No flags. You know it's going to count. Great job by the special teams being special.
He'll bring it back from inside his 5. And the returner will be brought down. The Texas A&M offense goes back to work. Last drive went for 6. We'll see if they can do it again. Reed. Look out. And that one's incomplete.
Yeah, I don't know if the quarterback got confused on first down. He might have thought the defense was going to be in man coverage that time, but they were in zone. They fooled him, and just didn't seem like he had his eyes in the right place, was forcing that ball to his intended target. The window way too small. The guy was not open.
Looking for a deep man. And it slips through his fingers. Incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have squeezed it. Going to have to come up with a play on 3rd and 10 from inside their own 20. To throw, it's Reed. Still looking. Outside the pocket, lets it go. Right on target this time. This offense has a little room and a fresh set of downs at the 23.
And I think one of the secret sauces from a year ago for A&M was Craver and Concepcion. They were the best 1-2 punch in college football as far as playmaking receivers. Guys that could catch it short and take it long. Now you bring in Horton, who comes over from Alabama. This receiving core now, can they continue to grow? Can the passing game get better, Palmer, and take that next step?
Well, the good news is you still got Marcel Reed throwing the football, right? A guy with tons of experience and a guy who's made a lot of big plays throughout his career. So you bring in Horton, who comes over for Alabama, big physical guy who can make plays down the field. Craver can take a hitch route 80 yards and score. Still a really good 1-2 punch, and this Aggies offense, especially the passing attack, still going to be tough to stop.
They need a huge play on 3rd and long. Here's Reed to throw. Shoots it to the left. He's got an open man. They make the stop, but there is a flag on the field. We'll see what that's all about. This offense plenty happy enough with the result of that play, so they just let the official put that flag back in his pocket and decline the penalty. The offense comes back out with a new set of downs after the penalty. Clock stops. We have reached the 2-minute timeout, and they've got a chance to lock this thing up before the break. Texas A&M back to work with another first down. On the run, it's Edwards. That's a fumble. Defense swarming on that loose ball. It'll be a turnover.
Offensive players, when they got the ball in their hand, they're trying to make plays, right? Trying to make you miss. There's nothing better than closing that gap and sticking that head right in that guy's chest and causing a fumble.
Moving the pocket, it's Jennings. Finds his tight end. On the move at the 30. Run out of bounds at about the 13-yard line, and that's where this offense will go back to work.
And I absolutely love that play call, man. You got good field position right now. Take advantage of it. They're aggressive on the first play. Make a big play. This offense now set up in the perfect position to get some points to capitalize on their great field position.
Well, the defense blitzed on that last run, but it was the big fella on the inside that made the stop and made the play. Great job flying out of his stance, locating where the football was, and getting to the ball carrier. Really good job at the point of attack.
Keep it on the ground. They finally get a hold of him, knocking him down behind the line of scrimmage. He had been running wild.
And this guy has been a dominant force early in this game. We're still in the first half. He already has a sack. He gets a tackle for loss there. He's playing so well with his eyes right now. He's reading his keys, and he's letting his God-given ability put him in the backfield to make these plays.
He was fighting his way toward those sticks, but they'll stop him a couple of yards short. And the Mustangs will try to pick it up on 4th down. Complete and looking for enough for the first down. Touchdown, SMU! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
You know, there are so many coaches out there in 2-minute situations at the end of the half with the lead that'll just be happy taking the lead into halftime. This guy's staying aggressive, though. Pedal to the metal, David, and you saw it paid off there for the touchdown.
Yeah, and let's finish this half now. Now, we got a nice lead. Built a little bit of a lead, but the defense has to go back out there. There's still a little bit of time, so get that stop to keep that momentum you just got, and everybody will be jacked up at halftime.
We'll see them really hit the speed button on the tempo here in the final minute, trying to beat the D deep. Makes a grab at the 25, and there's room. And that's where he'll go down. An explosive play moves the sticks. This offense has to be feeling it after that last one, and they'll snap it 1st and 10 just outside the 20. Throwing Reed. Escapes the pressure going right. There he goes. Nice job of avoiding the sack and picking up a few on the run.
And this is the hard part about being on defense and choosing whether to be conservative or bring the blitz. They bring the blitz, he sees it, and that's what he does really well. Sees it and immediately makes a decision, gets to some green grass, and gets a positive gain for this offense.
He stopped just short of the goal line, but they'll have it 1st and goal from the 1.
Now, Mustang.
The Mustangs call a timeout. It'll be their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before the half. They'll try to get it in with the run. Touchdown, Aggies! And they take it in for 6 more points. His 3rd touchdown of the game and 12th of the season.
Last 4 minutes of the first half, first 4 minutes of the second half. That is a time window that oftentimes determines games, and you're seeing it potentially happen here. It was critical the offense was able to go down, drive the field, and score a touchdown here late in the first half, knowing they get the ball back first in the second half. And if they go out right away in the second half and good things happen, this game takes on a completely different feel.
And he takes this from inside the 5. He'll be stopped short of the 20-yard line on the return. They'll mark him at the 19. They're lining up in the Wildcat. Let's see what they have dialed up for this one. Back has it. Oh, pressure's coming. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. Lining up in the Wildcat. Let's see what they've got. Direct snap. Can't get him to the ground. Nice pickup on that one. Makes up for some of the lost yardage, but they are still facing a 3rd down here late in the half. As we close in on halftime, a timeout is taken here. Just enough time for one final play in this half. Rush is on. The pass is incomplete, and 1 second is left.
Oh, you know what time it is when the defense gets that stop on 3rd down. Fist up in the air. Nice job getting to the quarterback, putting some pressure on him, hitting him, forcing the incompletion. 4th down, baby.
And we are headed to halftime. Both squads headed into the locker room to make some adjustments. Gives us an opportunity to check in with Kevin Connors in our EA Sports College Football Studio Update.
Gents, the cream is rising to the top here 7 weeks in. Let's take a look at today's action. We begin our coverage with Alabama taking on the number 11 team, the Tennessee Volunteers. And it's the Crimson Tide getting a banner day from their stars on the road. To pick up victories away from home, that's the mark of a focused team.
Texas A&M has it back, and we say howdy to the Aggie offense again.
Make it now 6 straight victories for this team in what's turning into a very notable season.
Out of bounds at the 22, and just like that, they're out of trouble.
Here now some other games you may have interest in, and social media has some sharp opinions about the state of things right now.
It's so hard to defend these guys. You know, it's 1st and 10. Everything's available to you. You don't know if it's run or pass, and then you add in the scrambling element with the quarterback. He does a great job scrambling outside, getting outside the pocket, and then at the end of the play, not taking a hit, getting a 1st down, new set of downs for the offense.
After picking up a couple, it's 2nd and 8. Right back to it. Fights off a defender. That one could really put this drive into high gear as they have a 1st down at the 37.
I know it hasn't been the type game statistically this running back was hoping to have up to this point. He's been getting shut down. Finally, he's able to break through for a big one. And sometimes, you know, it just takes one. It takes one run like that to get his confidence back, to get the offensive line's confidence back. Let's see what happens with this offense now moving forward.
Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. Reed. Got a man. It's Riley.
And when you start to develop a feel as a tight end that you can feel the zones and the holes, man, you start to become unstoppable. Nice job. QB on the same page, sees his tight end break towards the sidelines, finds the hole in the zone, delivers a strike. Nice completion, nice communication there without saying a word.
They think they can create space here with the run to the right. Knocked down in the backfield, and boy, this guy's had a good day, but they finally get to him on that run.
That's how you come up and make plays as a defense, man. Playing physical, playing downhill. They've given up some plays today, man. He's got over 100 yards on the day. He's really had some success. But on that play, really downhill, really physical, and a nice job getting him to the ground.
At the 40, there he goes. Slides to the ground. He got away and picked up the first down on a 2nd and long.
You just can't say enough about this quarterback and how important his legs are to their success for this season, for this game, and really for this drive. Earlier, when he called his own number, it was a big game. He does it again. He's got the knack of just understanding when to throw it, when to take off and run. You saw it right there.
8-yard pickup on first down leaves them with 2nd and short. Reed finds his big tight end. They'll get it down to the 10-yard line on that completion. Texas A&M will line up with a 1st and goal. Trying to run, it's Owens. Still on his feet. And he's in, pounded his way in for the score. Touchdown, Aggies.
Hey, man, I don't know what they talked about at the half, man, but this team is rolling, doing an unbelievable job getting the football, putting it in the end zone again. And how about the defense doing their job, Palmer? Momentum is crazy in college football, but here in the second half, they've come out and seized it.
Yeah, this has been a masterclass in complementary football. Offense doing their job, the defense getting off the field, giving it back to the offense, everything going their way, and you're right. In college football, we see momentum shifts all the time. All of the momentum, all of the good juju right now, clearly on their side.
Just a step short of midfield as he goes out of bounds, and what a spectacular return. SMU's offense headed out onto the field to start this drive. Now they'll try to answer that score with one of their own and regain the lead here in the 3rd. And he had no option on that one. Defense ready for anything, and they stop him right at the line of scrimmage.
Stopping the run is about physicality. It's about I'm bigger than you. I'm stronger than you up front. Really nice job by the defense, showing their strength, bowing up, stuffing the run.
Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. Strong pass rush gets to the quarterback, and they get him at the 46.
Well, when the offense goes empty, that triggers the defense to want to blitz. The linebacker came that time. They couldn't get him blocked, and down goes the QB.
3rd and long coming up. Looking to throw, it's Jennings. He hurls one deep down the left side. And trying to put points on the board on 3rd down. Now they're staring at 4th down.
And that's just what this defense needed. They needed to get a stop here in the 3rd quarter. They've given up a lot of plays, a lot of points, a lot of yards. Needed to get a stop and try to get this ball back to their offense.
Guys, look at this. A surprise. They're going to gamble and go for it here on 4th down. Changing the routes with his receivers. Got to make the play on 4th. They got him for the sack, and that'll be a turnover on downs.
I like the idea to go for it there on 4th down. You're basically at midfield, and you've got confidence in your guys to be able to go out. You've got experience in this offense. Guys have made these types of plays before. That time, the defense stepped up, they bowed up, and made a better play and take over. Now you need your defense to get on the field in a sudden change situation and get you the football back.
When the running back gets going and gets ahead of steam like that, so hard to get to the ground. That's why you blitz. That's why you bring pressure. That's why you bring more guys in the box so you can get him before he gets going. But once he got going, you could tell it was hard to get a hand on him, hard to get him to the ground.
Steaming into the backfield to make the stop, and he'll lose 4. They'll try to overcome that last play on 2nd and 15. Here's Reed to throw. Deep shot for the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. Going for broke on 2nd down, but 3rd down's coming up.
Yeah, and I don't know what happened. He didn't look open as it is, and the QB's trying to make a play, trying to force the ball, but at least he threw it where his guy could catch it or nobody could catch it.
Here on 3rd down for this offense. To the air, it's Reed. Throws to the wideout. And they fail to hook up on 3rd down.
Well, this is a disappointing drive for the offense, considering where this drive started in their opponent territory. Now you're 4th and long. You've got to be better throwing the football in those types of situations.
And that is no good. And after the missed field goal, guys, we are still locked up.
Oh, man, the dreaded doink when you knock it off the crossbar. Those are ones where, man, just a couple inches to the other side, towards the middle, and that thing's in, but it still counts as a miss and a missed opportunity.
Making the adjustment on the play. They'll try it over the left side. Breaks into the open. He's at the 40. A massive pickup on that one, and they're in business at the 21.
This guy strikes fears into the hearts of every defensive coordinator, David, with that speed. If you give this guy any open grass, man, he's gone.
It's just silly. Look at the angles, people trying to catch him, but he's got so much juice. He can outrun those angles and make enormous plays.
Brought down after a pickup of 2 to the 19.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
Wants to go up top on 2nd down. Here comes the rush, and they've got him wrapped up at the 28.
I tell you what, if I'm this QB, I am ill as a hornet at my offensive line. Are you kidding me? That's the 6th time they put me on the ground. Dudes, will y'all protect me a little bit better, please?
Defense getting stingier in their own end of the field. It's 3rd and long from the 28. Looking for a man. It's Jennings. He makes a catch. They make the stop at the 5-yard line, but they've got it 1st and goal. As they get set to snap it, just about to reach the end of the quarter. Quarterback keeps it. Defense coming through and knocking him down for a loss, and that'll be the end of the 3rd period. Midway point in the season, and games like this one can have a big impact on the rankings from week to week as we see upsets happen and favorites continuing to flex muscle. They'd love to start this quarter off with a touchdown right here. 2nd down, gonna throw it. Grabs the screen around all kinds of defenders. Touchdown, Mustangs! And they grab the advantage, taking the lead here in the 4th. Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. The extra point is good, and now in the 4th, they're up by a touchdown and an extra point. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays. And they finished things off with an 8-yard toss for the score. On the move from inside his 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. So here comes the Texas A&M offense back onto the field. And now this offense needs a late fourth quarter drive to answer that last touchdown. Slams into the pile. He'll get 1 to the 17.
Man, a nice second effort by the back to break a tackle. But how about those defensive backs willing to come up, stick their face in the fan, and make a tackle?
Those are the best run defenses, too, right? It's not just D linemen and linebackers getting all the plays, but it's DBs that are willing to not just cover, but tackle backs in the open field.
Holds on, it's Horton. He almost picked up the first down on that one, but he'll be just a little bit short.
This quarterback right now is in a groove, and he's doing a nice job in pre-snap. He's reading the coverage, and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football. That's why the ball's coming out of his hands so quickly. That's why he seems like he's in a great rhythm.
Looks as if Texas A&M will have enough for the first down.
That has got to be so demoralizing for the defense. You haven't been able to stop this guy all game long. And here on third down, they're handing it off to him anyway because they don't think you can stop him. This defense right now, you see a lot of people hanging their heads a little bit because they're not playing with tons of confidence.
The Aggies come to the line with a new set of downs. The handoff, fighting off the defender. Knocked down after getting 6 all the way out to the 34-yard line.
You want to make play calling easy for an offensive coordinator? Run the ball like that every play. I mean, when you can run that on first down and set up a short yardage on second down, it makes play calling easy. Every single call on that sheet is available here on second down.
Keeps it himself. Way off target there. It's third down from their own 34 as they try to keep the drive moving. Throwing Reed. Here comes the heat. It's a fumble on the play. A fortuitous turn of events to keep possession of that one.
Man, and this is why you practice 5 points of pressure with the football. You cannot put the ball on the ground. Doesn't matter how many defenders are around you or how hard you get hit. You cannot turn the football over and expect to win games.
And I think offense is showing they are willing to run the football, even if they don't get big gains. Just those body blows that can sometimes wear out a defense and keep the balance on offense so I can be explosive.
Back to pass, it's Reed. Moving out to the right. Just gets rid of it to avoid the sack.
Well, talking to the coaching staff coming into tonight, they thought they had to have success throwing the football if they were going to win this game. And one of the biggest reasons why I'd say they're losing right now is because this guy still hasn't thrown a touchdown pass. The defense has been ready for the deep shots. They're ready yet again here late in the game. Nice job forcing that incompletion.
Turns it upfield. That's not quite going to be enough as they stop him 4 yards short of the marker.
Nah, you down in the fourth. You can go. You know what? You got to punt in this situation. That would be crazy.
Down a possession here in the fourth, and they'll need to convert on this fourth down. Fourth down, Reed.
I tried to get there. I'm trying to cover
He's still
everything.
going. He steps out of bounds, but it will be enough for a first down.
And you just wonder if this defense now is starting to feel it a little bit. They're a bit on their heels after that fourth down play to keep this drive going. Someone's going to have to step up here and stop the bleeding. They're only up by 1 possession.
Nowhere to go on that one. It'll bring up 2nd and 10.
And a lot of times the fit up front, you know, linebackers are fitting holes and that ball bounces and it's supposed to go somewhere. And sometimes it goes to a DB and the offense will get a W. Like they'll get a win because you'll break a tackle. How about the tackle by that young fella? I know he likes to cover, but I love the way he comes up and makes the tackle.
Hey, listen, it's important at that position to be able to be good off schedule. Everything's easy when it's on time. You get the ball out, but when things break down and they get off schedule, you've got to have a guy back there that can make the right decisions. He did exactly that.
Right at the
Fuck, don't hit him forward.
On the ground, but it'll be enough to pick up the first down. We've reached the 2-minute timeout, and time is of the essence for this offense to get things done. Most important part of a clutch drive, piece together some first downs, get in position, and here they are on 1st and 10. Turning it on! Stop is made at the 22, a 10-yard pickup and a first down just outside the red zone.
I love the play call running the football here in the 4th quarter because with the score what it is right now, everything is at your disposal on offense. You are not panicking. This isn't throw every single down, all of a sudden 2-minute air raid type stuff. You can run the ball. You can do all of your stuff, personnel, shifting, motioning. You just got to be very, very careful and absolutely cannot turn it over.
He does a good job of dropping back, going through his progressions. Nothing there. What do? Go get some yardage. Make it positive. Don't sit back in the pocket and force something into a bad situation or take a sack. Great job making something out of nothing.
He stopped at the 14-yard line, and they'll stay on the attack from there.
Quarterbacks generally, guys, we know, they're not as big and not as physical runners as running backs, so it is going to be trickier for them to break tackles. I like the idea of getting the design quarterback run game going. Moving forward, let's see if we can get him out to the perimeter.
Bro, stop getting drugged, bro. That's weak. Make the fucking tackle, bro.
And I think this is starting to get really frustrating for this defense, man. This is a drive that they're putting play after play together. And you finally force the 3rd down, and they get the first down again. And so starting to sub some bodies because they're getting a little bit tired. They've got to find a way to get a 3rd down stop.
Mustangs call a timeout. It'll be their first. And they'll still have 2 timeouts left for the rest of this game. It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Reed. Todd goes upstairs.
That's that, man. That's you, man.
And they are a mere extra point away from tying this game. And that extra point was good, and we are deadlocked here in the 4th.
And this is what's going to drive coaches crazy. It's mental errors, right? It doesn't take any talent
or lack of talent
to have that penalty. You just got to watch the ball, and when it's snapped, get after the quarterback.
And the extra point was good, and we are all tied up in the 4th. Boy, did they play keep away on that drive. Didn't think they were ever going to give it up. And what a huge score and extra point there to get it tied in the final minute. Deep in the end zone, it's Hale.
Oh, come on.
I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. It's a fine line right now between being aggressive, trying to win it here, and not blowing the game with a turnover. Stopped at the 24-yard line after the 10-yard gain. Everybody has to be set. They have to get it off.
And if they're going to run the football late in the game in this situation, not that close to scoring zone, they've got to take a timeout here. You've got to make sure you save as much time as possible and communicate with your quarterback.
And you got to bang a timeout right here. You've got 2 left after running the
good.
And he can't find anyone open, and down he goes. A sack here late in the 4th. SMU spends his 2nd timeout here. And they'll still have 1 timeout left at their disposal. The Mustangs trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. They're changing things up, trying to get everyone set. Using his feet. Runs through a tackle. These little gains can start to add up as he gets it up to the 34. Timeout called by the defense, 27 seconds to go.
And it's not sexy, and it's not these long plays all the time. But this QB does such a good job of picking up 4 to 5 and making it where you're always ahead of the sticks and just letting you know, we'll run it. We'll take advantage of this guy's speed, and we're going to make you defend him throughout this football game.
Well, you know the defense felt freaked out on that one. Here in the fourth quarter, and you're lined up against one of the fastest players in all of college football, and they're taking a shot up top. You just hold on tight and hope for the best, and that time they were able to force an incompletion.
Fuck.
First snap of this drive comes from the 32. Reed under pressure, and he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
Well, I know it hasn't been a tremendous day statistically for this quarterback, but his decision-making has been good enough to win this game. Hasn't thrown a lot of TDs so far, but when things aren't open, he throws it away like on that play right there. He's not putting his team in a bad spot, and that's why they still have a shot to walk out of here with a W.
Long way to go on second down. To the air, it's Reed. Fires downfield.
Let's go.
And this will be picked off. A costly turnover in a
Let's
tie
go,
game.
man. Fuck.
I get it. It's the fourth quarter. It's a tie game. I need to go out and make a play offensively. But I tell you what, I'm going to be on the sideline now after that interception. As a quarterback, I'm like, please, defense, please go out there and bail me out. Give me another opportunity to go take the lead on this ball.
Keeps it on the ground. They didn't get a push at all on that one. It'll be no gain on the play. They get the timeout, and the clock reads 3 seconds. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Oh, a quarterback sneak.
Oh my God, this nigga pushed the pile, bro.
Let's play some more. Headed to overtime.
And this just feels
This
right.
nigga pushed the pile.
Back and forth. So of course, David, this thing needs to get decided in OT.
Fucking new
Let's see who's
QBs,
better.
weak
Short amount of
ass,
time to
weak
do it.
ass
A couple
shit.
possessions, probably, maybe one possession each.
Oh
Who's the
my
better
God,
team?
bro.
All right, guys, so here we go in overtime. And just to refresh
That shit
everyone's
really just
memory,
pissed me off.
alternating possession starting on the opponent's 25.
And you want to play defense first because you want to know what you need. That's a key philosophical approach for most teams when it comes to overtime, David.
Yeah, and remember the rule change a couple years ago, too, and the second overtime and two-point conversion. So all this stuff is situational type football that you better have worked on throughout these weeks of the season.
And the Mustangs moving quickly to the line. Might as well run him again. Stopped at the 13-yard line as the drive continues.
And that's a good, solid run there, Reese. And if you want to win in overtime, run
Lila, pack your stuff.
Showing that you're the more physical team in overtime can really be a breaking of their will. The Mustangs with the 1st and 10. And the Heat will get home, and the quarterback goes down at the 17. They'll need a bunch on 2nd down. Tight end now in motion. Quarterback will keep it. He's dragged down at the 12 as they try to cash in on this red zone opportunity.
If I'm building an offense in today's football, it's not around a quarterback that can't run. I'm going to find an athlete that I can give the ball because defensively, it starts to limit your coverages. It starts to limit what I can do. It makes me play the quarterback every single play. Just makes your job as a defensive coordinator extremely hard.
Sets his feet. It's Jennings. Lets it go to the end zone. Can't make the grab as he was looking for his man right at the goal line.
And this is the hardest part of the field to execute a 3rd and long. Everybody drops back now, and they're just covering the red zone area. So little space to cover. But the good news is now 4th and long makes the decision easy. Kick the field goal.
And now on 4th down, they will put it on the shoulders of the kicker to save them with his foot.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
Down by 3, it's their turn here in overtime. A touchdown will win it. Here's 1st down. Here's Reed to throw. He's got the tight end. Now the connection takes it to the 11.
I don't know who on defense is going to cover this guy. Honestly, he could be a problem for this defense over the middle of the field in the passing game.
Texas A&M will snap it in the red zone. They'll run it. It's Owens. He'll be hauled down just inside the 10 at the 9 as they're trying to turn this into a score.
Nice 1st down defense. Great job being physical, understanding the chances of run are high. They come up, they get the back on the ground, forcing a 2nd down and long situation.
2nd down, gonna throw it. He got it in! A walk-off touchdown in overtime!
And this is how I want to operate. Nice job. He catches the football, makes a decision, gets the ball out of his hands, and let his playmaker work. Get the ball to the wide receiver out wide. He'll do the rest. He'll get the touchdown. Nice job being on the same page, quarterback, wide receiver.